Myself Dr. Tanzil Rahaman, consultant pulmonologist at Sunshine Gachibowli. Today we will be discussing about snoring and sleep apnea syndrome. We see many patients and our relatives who snore around us, but most of the time they take it as a light thing and rub it off, saying that I snore when I am too tired, or snoring is a quality of good sleep. But in fact it is a very wrong conception, because people who snore actually have poor sleep quality and they don't feel that they have a good quality of sleep. So today we will discuss what is snoring, the risk factors associated with it, and its consequences and the management. First of all, what is snoring? Snoring is the harsh sound produced when air passes through your narrowed airways, and when this narrowed airways collapses, there is a pause in your breathing mechanism which leads to apneas and hypopneas, which we call it the sleep apnea syndrome. So what are the risk factors associated with it? First of all, compared to females, males are more commonly affected, and other risk factors associated are short neck, double chin, nasal polyps, any thyroid disorders, overweight or your short jaw, and excessive alcohol usage. So what are the symptoms associated with snoring and sleep apnea syndrome? During night time, patient may not have a good quality of sleep and he may wake up frequently for urination. And during the next morning, he may have early morning headaches. He will not feel that he had a good sleep and refreshed sleep. Excessive daytime sleepiness will be there. And there are many patients of us who had met with accidents because they felt asleep while driving their car or bikes. And in coming to children when affected with sleep apnea syndrome, they can't concentrate on their studies, which will impact their performance in schools. Coming to the systemic effects, patients of sleep apnea syndrome and snoring will have uncontrolled sugar levels, uncontrolled blood pressure levels. They may get affected with stroke, heart failure, and it will also affect the sexual activity and the sexual performance. Many patients who snore don't consider it as a serious thing, and when their blood pressures or sugar levels are fluctuating, they revolve around their general physicians, who may increase their insulin levels or change their medications, but may not address sometimes the snoring and sleep apnea syndrome. What is the treatment option and how do we manage it? First of all, while evaluating for snoring and sleep apnea syndrome, we start with examining the oral cavity, nasal cavity, and we perform a sleep study to see how much your oxygen level is fluctuating, what is the intensity of your snoring, and what are other effects. After evaluating your oral cavity, nasal cavity, sleep studies, and other blood reports, the management may include a simple options like lifestyle changes such as losing weight, regular physical activity, quitting alcohol, and maintaining lateral position during sleep. If the lifestyle modifications are not enough, the doctor may prescribe you a positive airway pressure device. Most of the times, patients may think that CPAP is the only management option. But no, there are several kinds of positive airway pressure devices, and there are different settings available for different kind of patients. The type of device and the settings which we prescribe depends on the sleep study results. So whenever you have the habit of snoring, don't take it in a light way. Get yourself evaluated and get yourself treated. At Sunshine Gachibowli, we have an advanced sleep lab. We will help you in the management of the snoring and other sleep related disorders. Not only you are affected, in fact your partner is also getting affected because of your snoring. Thank you.